Hello, here's me recording myself on my old video camera for the first time in a long time. So this video request is, can you do a video on overcoming anxiety? Sure, man. Anxiety. I think anxiety comes from that feeling when you think everything's wrong, stuff is wrong, there's something wrong. I don't suffer from that because I don't hang out with people who are stressed out. Um, I don't hang out with that many people, but I know the feeling, like when you're working a job. Last time I remember feeling like that working a job was when I was moving furniture back in like '99 for like 3 months, and all the people that didn't like their job and they were just like stressed out and getting pissed off and stuff. Yeah, if you're in a job situation where everybody's pissed off and stressed out, maybe you should just get another job. That's the best thing. And in school, people getting stressed out and stuff, that kind of, and then like judging you, people like to judge each other and saying negative stuff about each other. That's a big cause of anxiety because it makes you like second guess yourself, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to second guess yourself. You want to love yourself. That's what you want to have. What do you want to do? When I listen to like channelers speak, channel aliens or aliens talk, like Bashar, for example, who's the half gray alien, half human. I haven't seen him any of his videos for like years. I think he got his message across, and that was basically it. Now he just repeats himself. But when he answers questions, it's really cool. You should check him out. But whenever he talks, and these aliens, they're just so carefree. Like nothing's wrong. And I think that's how you get when you live in a world where you see that the soul is eternal and you never die. You just keep going, and so there's nothing to stress out about. There's none of this. You only live once, so you gotta take the bull by its horns and enjoy life to the fullest and all that kind of stuff. Because you only have one shot. That's a stressful situation. Whenever you put a time limit on stuff, you get stressed out. And you know how it feels when you're taking a test and you only have 5 minutes left and 15 questions to go. You're like, woo. Life shouldn't be about that. Life should be paced by by your own rhythms. So yeah, best thing about overcoming anxiety is just to feel perfectly fine about what you say and what you do. And I mean, if you're a dick to somebody, then apologize. And if you apologize, then it's off your conscience. It's kind of like in the Catholicism, they have confession, and once you confess, you get it off your chest, and then you don't have to carry that sin around with you, that weight, guilty feeling around with you anymore. And that's kind of like it is if if you're a dick, apologize, because that's kind of, I guess, the feeling of guilt that you carry around with you. Like you did something wrong. That's one way, and then the other way is just to not listen to the critics when people say crap about you or crap to you. If it pisses you off, you say something to them. If it doesn't piss you off, then you don't say anything to them. And if it pisses you off later, then just think about something else or do something else. But don't try to rush yourself and feel like you're behind your life on anything. Comparing yourself to other people, because there's a zillion different kinds of people, a zillion different kinds of lives, and activities and stuff, and it's just too abstract to compare yourself to other people. People come from different backgrounds. They have different skills. They have different opportunities and all that. So it's just, if as long as you do your thing, you live your life and you live your life well and honest and good, then there's nothing to be stressed out about. Just if you feel like you're in a hole or you don't have enough, or you're too poor or whatever, or you're living in a bad situation, just take a step back and think about how much better it is than, as far as luxury of your life, how much easier your life is than the cavemen. Those cavemen, they had to sleep in the dirt every day and deal with cold and death and all that stuff. And you don't have to deal with all of that. You get a nice warm bed every night. You get to have light at night. You can watch the movies. You can quit your job and get another job. You can move around and do whatever. And if you're if you're supporting a family, and you have to deal with the stress of worrying about making ends meet or whatever, just think about how your family is living in a world and a life that's a lot less dangerous than a lot of other families did, like Jews in Germany in the 30s, or the cavemen, or people just anywhere in the world and in the past. We're living in a golden age right now. Everything's real easy. So just focus on the positive things. Like the glass is half full instead of half empty. And there's no need to be anxious at all, to be stressed out. One thing you could do is smoke weed. I know most people don't smoke weed, but smoking weed is fucking awesome, dude. I haven't smoked weed since the beginning of the month, so I haven't smoked weed for like what, almost a month, 25 days or whatever. But yeah, man. Whenever you get like stressed out, like you've worked too much, or you're worried about something, smoke some weed because it's also it's a relaxer, kind of like alcohol, but it's also well, it's a better relaxer than alcohol because alcohol kind of makes you riled up, but when weed just relaxes you. But it also is a psychedelic. It stirs your brain up and makes you think about stuff from a different angle, and that's a great way to deal with anxiety because you can notice things that you didn't notice before, and maybe get motivated to do something that you forgot that you could have done. Maybe in your hometown you've got this like skate park or something, and you can go to the skate park and do something new. One thing that makes life interesting is I think anxiety and depression are kind of similar. They're like brothers or cousins, and they both come from somebody feeling stuck or something's wrong, and just switching up for depression. I think especially just switching up your daily life pattern is a good thing to do. Doing something new and different, something you haven't done for a while, and so yeah, new activity, especially when it's good for your body. Like going to the gym, or if it's doing some sport to get the bloods flowing in your body. I could deal with some exercise. And of course, have a good diet. I notice when I go too many days in a row with a bad diet, like actually I feel that right now. I've been eating a lot of oven pizzas. I've just been living off pizza a lot, and I'm feeling kind of lethargic and not energy. When I live off of canned fruit and vegetables, I feel really good. So simplify your diet. Have just straight up fruits and vegetables with no condiments or anything, and have a really clean, whatever you put in your body, really clean, and no toxins, and you'll feel lighter physically and good. And if you mix that with exercise, then yeah, it's really good. The feeling of being physically healthy is a really good feeling. I think that obese people tend to be really angry and grumpy, and it's because they're living their whole lives in physical pain. They feel like they're hungover all the time because they're just carrying all this baggage and toxins around with them. So yeah, so just be physically healthy, and also realize that what's happening in the world right now is really intense. There's a lot of energy going on, a lot of change, and it makes people really stressed out and really. It's making everybody really aggressive, like alpha, like they're gonna express their ideas in a really, strong way. Everybody's kind of becoming their own person, and so if you can recognize that and live a life like that, where you can take it, understand that emotions that you feel, that stress that you feel, just turn it into proactiveness and just basically be your own person, and say what you need to say and feel how you need to feel, and only you knows how to do that, and don't have any regrets, because it's all valid. You're just as valid as anybody, and yeah, you should be fine. Don't take any if you take medication for anxiety, like Xanax or whatever, some kind of pharmaceutical pill. I recommend getting off of that. They have a lot of chemicals and stuff in it that can make you dependent on it and put you in a very unnatural state, because this is unnatural stuff. You should do a natural drug. Just marijuana grows right out of the ground. It's a plant. if you live in Washington or Colorado, you can grow up to 6 plants by yourself. You can watch the suckers grow and just pick it and let it watch it dry and then smoke it. I need to talk my mom into letting me grow weed here. Because between my roommate and I, we could grow 12 plants. We could have a whole forest in here. It'd be awesome. But she thinks it's illegal or something. So anyways, we'll see. I'll have to prove it to her. But yeah, I don't drink too much and stuff. You know, and don't feel guilty if all you do is just take it easy. You know, sometimes people just need to take it easy for a while. You know, and just like lay in bed and watch movies all day long for a week. You know, sometimes people get overworked, depending on what kind of life you have. If you live in a job that's boring and monotonous, you should start listening to audiobooks. And then you know, do something that challenges yourself. Maybe listen to the audiobook and then vlog about it afterwards. That's a cool thing to do. That'd be an awesome thing. I'd love it if other people did videos talking about audiobooks they listen to, because different people notice different things and pick up different things. And even if you're a total expert on it, if you hear somebody else read it, you'll get a new perspective. They'll bring their angle to it, and so everybody can teach and everybody can learn. And some people can explain stuff in ways that people will understand better from them. You know, even if you're not as good. You know, like the history of the French Revolution or something may be taught from an 8th grader to another 8th grader better than an expert in it, just because they're on the same level. You know, so you know, because it's all about how focused somebody can be on what you're saying. So you know, there's always stuff. There's always cool things you can do for society. Yeah, then, you know, maybe if you hang out with like really chill people who are really happy just because they're helping people, like people who volunteer at the soup kitchen or something. Maybe if you volunteer at the soup kitchen and you just be along with those just chill people who aren't in competition with anybody and just living their life, enjoying their life. Yeah. And if you have really problems with anxiety, maybe you should just completely overhaul your life and become homeless. You know, go to the soup kitchen, live in the soup kitchen, live in a sleeping bag under the bridge, and just hang out all day long, like at the park, just sitting there. Not worrying about anything, not a care in the world. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a care in the world. You know, if you're not working, and you don't have to work because you're just living off the soup kitchen or you're foraging for food or whatever, there's one extra job for somebody else. You know, in a world where there's not enough work, you not working is you're actually doing good for society. If you can figure out a way to survive without mooching off other people, then it can actually be a good thing, because now you're opening up a space for somebody else to take your job that you would have had. Yeah, that's my video on how to overcome 13 minutes anxiety. Peace out.